Thought I'd just give you a quick update on a few little things happening around the patch. G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. So you can see we're in the building site now, up the top end of the building site between the two, me and the neighbour. See, I've wired up that trellis. It's actually fairly difficult to spot from a distance, which is exactly what I wanted. That last grow bag I added today, you see that little bit of green sticking out the top? That's a Madagascar bean. Almost feel guilty garrowing. Sorry about that. I planted 4 and only 1 came up, oddly enough. But I had 2 sprung up in the normal Madagascar bean place around the other side of their own accord. So I figured, oh well, I won't waste this one. I'll stick it there and it can grow up the hedge. I've also put a choker, which you can't see, in that bag too. It's a vine as well. Prolific producer with what I like to think of as a filler veg. So it takes on the flavour of anything that it's cooked with. We use it a lot in curries. So that's how things are still going. Things have actually, I was a bit worried about the grow bags. What I am having trouble with is the possums. They demolished the choco I had on the other side, hence the one around this side in a grow bag. That raspberry, they even ate that back to sticks. You can see the end of it still probably. The sweet potato is going great guns. Thanks Vivian for that. It's a purple one, and you can see my silver beet that I put in with that guava. It's actually just starting to stick out the top. We've been eating a lot of silver beet. I've got it planted around the other side as well. Now don't tell anyone, this is our secret. Oh look at that, there's a rosebud on there. So we've had a bit of water, which is great. Of course we should have known we would, because I fixed my watering system. Isn't that a pretty little one? Now don't let on, this is a secret that between Bill from Bill and Val's allotment and myself. Look Bill, I'm sneaking in marigolds as well, mate. How good is that? The little flowers I have planted, I'll just take you around and show you. They're actually looking pretty good. Really happy with that. The chaya flowered, oh of course it's not flowering at the moment. It's a bright yellow like a hibiscus with a red centre. Now that's an edible leaf. And I won't bother because I've showed you before, but there's a few more flowers in on that side as well on the footpath. Aim will be to get that nice and pretty. Last time, last garden look around, Rosie wants to put a row of dwarf pink chibachinas in there. Now behind that I'm going to sneak in a hedge. I've got permission, another trellis, I've got permission to do that. Now Rosie's getting up me, she wants the grape off the back of the garage. So what I'll do is, it's time to cut that back anyway, but the cunning plan will be to plant it on this trellis out the front. So we'll see how this unfolds. I expect that I could get short shift. I'm told you're not putting that ugly thing out the front of my house, but I'm going to give it a red hot go. Pigeon peas flowering away. Oh, it's got beans, I don't know if you can see them, but there's black pods on there. And just to the final thing, yes, it's past 5 o'clock, so I'm having a homemade beer. Wow, so I'm not quite sure, presuming you can see this, I'm not quite sure why. That's one of the native beehives, the top one there, that all the activity's happening with. I have no idea what's going on. It was extremely cold last night. Well, for Brisbane it was cold. Probably not for most of you folks. And it's a nice warm day. So whether that's triggered something, it's not spring, so I wouldn't expect any sort of breeding activity to be going on. And it's not a big tight round ball that you would expect for if it was a mating swarm. So I don't know. How interesting. So it's late in the afternoon, it's cooled down, that beehive's calmed down well and truly. They tend to not, you almost wouldn't know you had them in when it gets cold. They just sort of hide inside and stay warm. You could say they hide inside where swarm. And that's kumquats. I've picked another 4 kilos of kumquats. I'll be making kumquat chutney, I think, out of that. I really enjoy the old chutney. Wonder why that won't focus properly. Anyway, there you go. So if you enjoy this kind of self-sufficient living, farming in the city kind of video, feel free to hit the subscribe button, folks. And I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Uru!